everybody, welcome to Kensington.
Whether you're new to our online community or have been tuning in for a while now, we're so glad you joined us.
That's right. My name is David, and I'm the Student Ministries Associate Director here at the Birmingham campus.
And my name is Brian, and I'm the Guest Experiences Coordinator here at the Birmingham campus.
If we've never met, I'd love to connect with you and help you find community here. Our hope is that everybody finds a place to belong and be welcomed at our church.
So if you have questions or looking to get connected, taking that step, you can always email us and we would love to connect with you.
So whether you're watching from home or you got this up on your phone somewhere, settle in, grab that second cup of coffee, get a snack.
Yes. Blanket.
Yes. Blanket.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're live streaming, so be comfy.
Yes.
I hope you have pajamas on right now. But anyways, we're gonna be starting in just a couple minutes, so settle in and get ready.
Enjoy the service.
Good morning. If you guys are new, or if we haven't met yet, my name is Michaela, and I'm a part of the K-Kids team here at Birmingham. Woohoo! Yes. And so today, we have a really special day planned. It is our family service. And so if you guys look around, you might notice that there are some elementary kids in here, or even some breakaway kids in here. So we have a really fun day planned. I'm going to invite our K-Kids worship team here. So these, woohoo! And so this team leads our worship in K-Kids every single week, and we are doing a song that we do pretty regularly in K-Kids, but also you guys do here on main stage, and so that's going to be really special. So if there are any elementary kids in the room that want to come down to the front and do the dance with us, you guys are more than welcome. But yeah, so let's get started.
When Awesome. Well, we are so glad that you are here with us this morning. Before you take a seat, we want everyone around us to feel welcome. So find someone around you, and in the spirit of it being a family service today and connecting with your inner child, ask someone around you what their favorite birthday party was when they were younger.
Good morning, everyone. How we doing?
Hello.
Got a lot of energy this morning. I love it. My name's Jackson. If we have not gotten to meet, I work in student ministries down the hallway.
And I'm David, and I work for Jackson.
Well, this is the loudest cheer we ever get. I think it's because we got some breakaway and edge students in the room, which is a lot of fun.
It's hype. I'm living for
Well, we
it.
got a couple announcements before we get into some fun here in a second. What's the first one?
That's right, yes. So parents and adults in the room, this Tuesday we have a barbecue for you guys. It's going to be such a cool and unique opportunity for you to deepen your connection to this church community. All the details and what you can expect, I think, are best summed up by this slide here when it says food, friends, and fun. For sign up and again, all the details, go ahead and scan that QR code. And don't worry if you can't get it right now, because the QR code will be spread out on the tables throughout the lobby.
I love pulling out my phone in the middle of service and trying to get it with people around you, and you miss it,
Yeah,
and
you
everyone's
gotta,
watching, you
snipe
miss
it.
the QR code, it's the best.
And I'm like standing in the way for all these
The other thing we have
people,
going on, kids, if you felt left out because the barbecue's for the parents, we also have something for families and kids. We're doing a family night on the 23rd. There'll be more details to follow, but it's going to be a 5 to 8 p.m., barbecue in the backyard, games in the backyard, all kids, parents, everybody welcome. That's going to be a lot of fun. So look out for that sign up coming out soon on our website, and come join us on the 23rd for a whole family night. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we're the student ministries people, so we have a game, right?
We do have a game, but I also want to celebrate one fun thing that we did to kick off our summer. I don't know how you all kicked off your summer. David and I decided to kick off our summer. We're going to leave the country with a group of 50 students and leaders and go to the Dominican Republic for a mission trip.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
It was amazing. Do you have any favorite moments from that,
I do have a
Jackson?
favorite moment, and I'm going to embarrass a student that's in the crowd right now, actually. He told me he wasn't going to be here, so I wasn't going to embarrass him, but then he showed up. So I had this moment that was really cool. It's a week-long trip. It was like 90 degrees, felt like 100. We're outdoors, like working hard. Students did amazing. And there was one moment where I was just so tired from digging this trench all day, and I was like losing patience. And if you've ever lost patience with a kid or a student, you're like, you know what, you need extra doses of patience. And so I know this student is a prayer warrior. His name's Grant. And Grant loves praying for people, and he's amazing at it. So I went over to Grant, and I was like, Grant, listen, I'm low on patience right now. I don't want to lose it. Like, can you please pray over me right now? I need more patience. And he took the time not only to pray for me in that moment in front of like all the other students are kind of hanging around like watching us almost. It was pretty funny. He prayed for me then. Afterwards, he was like, hey, that was the short version. We'll do the long version later. Just pull me aside. And then legit, we got back to our housing area and he pulled me aside. He's like, are you ready for some prayer? And I was like, let's go. And he prayed over me for like 5 minutes. It was amazing. And it was exactly what I needed. And the Spirit moved in my heart. And I'm very thankful for Grant. And the entire trip was amazing. But that was just a fun moment I had.
So good, so good. Yeah, when you guys were praying, I tried to like sneak between them and like stand up. Right,
It was a really
between
awkward
them.
moment. It was so good.
Nice.
Did you have any favorite moments?
Yeah, so the last day that we're there, we go to a resort, and it's not just for vacation. It's like a really intentional moment to like decompress and just like talk with one another about what we experienced. And so many students wanted to do worship, and so we got to sing the song Oceans in the Ocean.
That's pretty
which
cool.
Was just special.
At like 10 a.m. in front of an entire resort of people watching, getting to see you guys praise Jesus. It was really cool.
It was great.
All right, well, since, yes, we are the student ministry people, we have to play a game. It's really the reason we're brought up here is to play a game. Thanks for, listening to us, but really we're here to play a game. So I want to invite the families up that we asked ahead of time to play this game. Come on up on stage. Give a round of applause for these families. It's a family service, so we're going to pit families against families. So we're going to do kids versus parents in this quick wit game called Think Fast. So David, you can line them up.
Yeah,
I'll explain the game real quick. What we're going to do is we're going to have, we're going to throw up on screen a category. So it could be animals, it could be food, it could be anything, cars, I don't know. And then we're going to throw up a letter. And the winner is going to be the first person in the family to say a word that starts with that letter in that category, all right? It doesn't go back and forth between the family. It's just the first one to say anything in that category. Now, we're going to do best 2 out of 3, all right? Sometimes you get lucky, you get a category you're good at. So we're going to do best 2 out of 3 is going to be the winners, and we're going to start with the Jones family. Are you ready? All right, come up center stage. Come on up. Mm-hmm. All right, I will hold the microphone for the kids.
Yep, and
David will hold the
parents.
microphone for the adults. All right, you're gonna have to turn around for a quick second to see the category. All right, you ready? The category is snack food. So start thinking about snack food. Category snack food. Are you ready? We're gonna throw the letter up, and it's gonna be the first one. Ready, set, go. B.
Bugles.
Burrito, and what did you say? Bugles. Bugles is definitely more of a snack food. Burrito's a meal.
Great
but thank
job,
you, Claire.
parents.
That was so good.
Nice.
All right, the parents win first round. Wait, there's best 2 out of 3.
Oh yeah,
so.
true. 2 out of 3.
All right, next category.
Cartoon character.
Oh, kids, come on. We got to own this for the kids. All right, cartoon character. The letter is O.
Oswald.
Oswald? Is Oswald the cartoon character? Yes, parents agree it is. All right, kids win that one. It's 1-1. I'm really pulling for the kids here. All right,
the
last one,
tiebreaker.
the tiebreaker. The category is
A
3-syllable word. Wow, this one favors the kids for sure. All right, and the letter is H.
Halloween.
Halloween.
It's true,
Wow,
that's
that is so good.
Nice.
All right, the parents win. Give it up for the Jones
go,
family.
Parents.
Y'all
Thank
can go
you,
have
family.
a seat. Thank you for playing.
family.
Thank you for playing. All right, Zion and Richard, come on up. Mm-hmm. All right, next family. All right, who do we think's gonna win? You guys, who's feeling more confident? You're already giving it to Dad?
Oh.
Unbelievable. All right, Richard and
The
Zion.
humility.
Let's throw up the first category. Get your brains thinking. Boy's name. All right, boy's name. Zion, you got this. I believe in you. All right, the letter is F.
Sam.
Oh, yeah, Sam. Oh, man. I can
Nice.
tell you've played some game nights in your family. I like the competitiveness. I can already feel.
Yeah.
All right, adults up 1-0. Next one, animal that flies. Letter W.
Wombat. Do they fly?
Do wombats fly?
Anybody?
Give me
no,
the,
that's
no,
a no.
wombats
That's a no.
don't fly.
Walrus. No, they don't fly either.
Wildebeest.
Wildebeest don't fly.
Woodpecker.
Yeah, let's go.
There it is. I want to see a flying walrus really bad.
Yeah, we know a lot of animals that don't fly. Let me say that. We're really good at that. All right, the tiebreaker. Something found in a zoo. Wow, a lot of animals. All right, next, and the letter is L.
Lion.
Oh! Adults win again. Thank you for playing.
Yeah.
Give it up for them. Give it up.
So
Y'all
good,
can grab a
family.
seat.
So good.
All right, Bryce. There's a lot of pressure on you because the adults have won both rounds so
true.
far. Bryce, we need you to win for all the students in the room. All right,
Yeah.
Bryce and Colleen. Category is
Something
you recycle. The letter is C.
Cardboard.
Cardboard, Bryce, let's go!
He was ready.
Oh, he's competitive. I love it.
The taunt.
Bryce, do you recycle at home? You do recycle at home. All right, that makes a lot of sense because he was really quick on that
Thank
cardboard.
you for
let me tell
recycling.
All right, the next category. Math
this
word.
one's tough.
All right, and the letter is?
Junction.
Junction?
Is that a math
Is
word?
junction a math word?
Yes.
Oh, I see a lot of thumbs up. Bryce, let's go!
Yeah.
With the quick 2-0 victory.
Let's
Thank you guys
go.
both for playing. Give it up
Good
for our
job,
amazing contestants.
family.
Our students pulled through. Justin, come on up. That was such a fun game. We love playing games in student ministry just to lighten the mood, show that you can still have fun in church, and Jesus is fun, and we have a blast with it. And now we get to listen to amazing Mr. Justin. Are you ready? Are you ready for a good day?
Hey, give it up for our student ministry team. They're absolutely incredible. All right. Well, hey, I'm really excited for today. This has been kind of a cool journey to get here to what we have called our family service, our intergenerational service. One of the things that happened a couple years ago, we weren't able to meet in this building during 2020, and so we did an outdoor service, and it was one of the most memorable moments because we did what just happened. We laughed together. I want to know how many parents, when the kids were doing Battle Belongs and the motion went down to the ground, who didn't do that motion for your knees? Come on. Yeah, adults, there was a lot more of you that did not do that motion. And you see these moments but wasn't it cool to watch our kids who are learning about Jesus in their space, but to lead us in worship? It was just an amazing part of today. And that's why we love this family experience, is because we get to see and hear different stories as a community. So I'm really excited for that. Last week, how many of y'all were here for Clint Dupin, who led? Yes. He said I got 5th because of how high I could kick my foot up. I got 4th, I just want you to know, in the dance competition. No, I'm just kidding. I did dance. My wife posted it on Facebook for your enjoyment. I rocked a nice Saved by the Bell shirt and some Run DMC pants. And I lived it up in the 80s. It was a great time. And then, but today we're in the second week of this series called Heroic Moments. And I'm really excited about it because we're talking about an incredible, courageous leader named Deborah. Maybe you've heard of her, maybe you haven't, but she's one of my favorite characters and people from the scriptures. And my hope is today that whatever it is that you've been experiencing with Jesus, whether you've been following him, you've been learning about him, that you feel a nudge today. That's my hope. That you would feel a nudge in your heart, maybe a decision to make, a step to make, maybe a relationship to repair, maybe a moment to take a step of courage like Deborah does. And so that's what we're going to do today. And before we start, we're going to take a moment and receive our offering. This is actually really cool. We do this throughout all of our ministries. In Kensington Kids, they've actually been doing an offering throughout the year. They've been supporting our Hope Water Project, our Clean Water Initiative in Kenya with the POCOT, and it's been amazing to have their partnership in that. And here as adults, we've been doing that in this place as well. And one of the things what I would just share about this moment is it's a moment where we are partnering together to have an impact. And today you kind of get to see that impact. You get to see the leadership of student ministries and Kensington Kids ministry leading the next generation in partnership with families. You get to be a part of incredible stories both here locally. You heard a little bit from Jackson about what we're doing globally. When we give, when we're generous, when we live an open-handed life, we get to have impact beyond our walls. So I just want to say thank you for that. Our ushers are going to come forward to receive the offering. You can do that either through the offering bags, or you can also do that anywhere online as well. As you see behind me, there's like a lot of technological options as well. Now today, I need our Kensington Kids, I need your help a little bit today. I'm gonna ask you to help partner with me a little bit. I want you to help me welcome one of my favorite people who helps serve in Kensington Kids, Mr. Bill, who answers the tough questions. Can we give it up for Mr. Bill Holbrook? Oh, you get. Whoa. Do we got your mic on, Mr. Bill?
It is.
It is on. Okay.
I thought we were going hiking.
Well, no, I asked you just to. We're going to talk about hiking.
You said hiking.
I did say hiking.
Anybody ever had one of these moments before? Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah, you showed up with the wrong outfit. Yeah, that's true.
All right, cool. We got it.
Wow.
So
you brought some stuff with you. You were really ready to go.
Also, because when you go hiking, you know what you bring with you?
Yeah.
Snacks.
Snacks. Who likes snacks? Anyone
Anybody
like
out
snacks?
there?
Oh, there's some people
by the
like
way,
snacks.
They do have. This is trail mix. All right. Whoop.
Oh, nice.
All right, Mr. Ryan. Oh. All right. I got one more.
I want like way up there by the little children.
All right.
Yeah, hit
one
the
more.
babies.
One
That's
more.
a great start.
Oh. That was for him. All right. So any other? Oh, I got beef jerky too. Because when you hike, you got to have beef jerky. Right. All right. There we go. Sorry.
What
sir.
adults want some beef jerky?
Oh,
who likes a good beef
there you
jerky?
go. Oh, for
You
him.
need some protein.
For him.
Right there.
Oh. All right. This is better than the T-shirt challenge. All right, you right there. You. I'm gonna get you. Oh, my father.
Hey, everyone in front of him, just be careful.
Oh.
There it is. There it is.
I did not throw a no-hitter yesterday.
No,
So that
you
was
did
not.
not.
me.
The
That
Detroit
was-
Tigers,
they did.
the
I
no-hitter
did
was
not.
pretty amazing,
so
wasn't
I
it?
came with everything today. I got the water bags. Do you think we'll need these today? Are you and I gonna?
Yeah, we're going to go hiking. We'll
we're
do
gonna
some
go
hiking.
hiking.
It'll be
All right.
good. I don't
good.
know if that's a weapon to fend off bears or what.
We'll talk about bear spray in a minute.
Yes, we will. Okay, so Mr.
Yes.
Bill, a lot of our kids know him because he serves back there and he helps lead especially our tough questions weeks. But also, a lot of you know him because he was on staff here as a part of our team, and he's been a great friend of mine. We've been partnered in ministry for over a decade as youth pastors, and so it is just a joy to have him. Would you give him a big welcome as he's going to help with the fun?
All right. So
Introduce yourself.
Introduce myself. So my name's Bill. I like long walks on the beach and long hikes in the mountains, both of those. Love serving back in K-Kids. Get to teach every now and then with Michaela and the team. I don't know, adults, just hear me real quick. You, on a regular basis, get to come in here, great cup of coffee, sit with your friends, listen to some great worship, engage with Jesus, listen to great teaching, and you have that hour to an hour and 15 minutes most of the time in peace. There's a breath, there's a calm, and that is because of the phenomenal staff and volunteers that lead on a week in and week out basis in both student ministries and K-Kids. If you are a volunteer, if you've served in any capacity in K-Kids or students, why don't you just raise your hand real quick? Awesome. So I just want to thank you. Also, the 4 people back there, and there's a ton that lead, but the 4 that kind of own that burden of responsibility and leadership. You got Miss Amanda and Miss Michaela. You got Mr. David, who is up here, and Mr. Jackson. Those 4 individuals. Yeah, you can. I would just encourage you, if you get a minute in the hallways, because you've seen 3 out of the 4 up here today, to just look them in the eye, shake their hand and tell them thank you. Put them on your prayer list because they need it. And they're phenomenal. So I get to serve back there. That's me. Me and my family have been attending here, man, for a while. So you hired me.
I did.
A long time ago. And then
did.
you left and then you came back. And then I left and I came back. And now we're here today.
We
And
just
so,
get to hang out.
Yeah,
It's
it's great. So,
It's great.
so that's me.
All right, well, why don't you lead us through a little bit of what we're in today.
All right, so
with this heroic moments.
I don't have a sword. That would have been amazing.
We don't need that
All
on our
right?
hikes.
That would have been really cool. So we are in this series called Heroic Moments.
Yes.
Right? And so today we're going to be talking about the book of Judges and diving into a story of one of the best judges who happens to share the name of my mother, Deborah. So Debbie Holbrook, she's not here today. So we're going to talk about Deborah this morning, but I just want to give you a little 2 sentences of context on the book of Judges. So Judges happens after Moses and Joshua get the Israelites into the promised land, right? They're settling into the promised land, and the judges were the ones, in a sense, that ruled. Now, they were like the gavel, they did all the courtroom, and they were the leaders, and they made decisions. And here's the thing. Some of them were really good. And if you've read the book of Judges, some of them were really bad. They weren't just leaders who they helped with conflict. They also were warrior leaders. They led the Israelite army. They did a ton of different things. But here's the thing. Israel needed a judge because they got stuck in this cycle. And it was this cycle of they messed up, made a mistake. Then they hid from God. Then eventually, like we all do, comes into light, come out of hiding, and there's I'm sorry. There's the sorry apology part of it. And then, because God loved us and loves them so much, he restored them.
Yeah.
So there was this cycle, right? And I don't know about you, Justin. I've been in this cycle before of messing up, hiding, saying I'm sorry, being restored. Have you been in that cycle in the last 5 minutes, hour, day, week, month?
This week, yes.
Okay,
Anyone been in that cycle this week?
Anybody been in that cycle?
Anyone have to ask for an apology? You're a little bit, yeah. That's me. Like, I feel like this cycle I can find myself in. Yeah. So like when I read the Bible, sometimes I read it in a way of like, man, couldn't they just figure it out? And then I realize, can I just figure it out? Right? There's these moments of the cycle of being, walking through it. Maybe somebody cut you off or they were driving too slow in the left lane. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going 60, it says 75. They need to move themselves ahead or move over. And you want to encourage them with your beeps and your words. You know what I'm saying, parents?
No hand gestures.
Just beats and words. And so part of that is why this heroic judge, Deborah, is leading them because they've been in this cycle. And so here's where we want to kind of give you a little bit of the scripture in Judges 4, verses 1 through 3. It says this, again, And notice this, it's a cycle. So again and again it happens. The Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Now Ehud was dead. He was one of the leaders before. Because Sisera had 900 chariots filled with iron and had oppressed the Israelites for 20 years, they cried to the Lord for help. This group of Israelites have been losing a battle. And they've been losing it to this really strong, big army. And so because they were losing that battle, again and again they wandered away. They would mess up, they'd get upset, they would get angry. And then they come back and they ask for help. Which, by the way, is kind of this moment, if you think about it, since we got this hiking gear and ideas, if you think about the Bible kind of teaches us, it's like a map. There's been paths people have taken before, things we can learn from other people's journeys. And so we come back to the Bible to kind of give us a map when we get off the path that maybe God desires us to be on and point us back in the direction of restoration. And so that's this moment. So because of their mistakes, there have been consequences. And these Israelites, as they were being hurt by this other group, being led by this other group, they ask one of the best prayers you can ask. And it's a very simple prayer. It's a prayer that I think all of us at some point have asked, but maybe we don't think it's as powerful as it is. The prayer is this: help. One of the most powerful prayers we can say is help. And that's what they're doing, is they're coming back. Now I know you've asked this prayer. Have you ever asked a prayer of help, especially as a kid?
Yeah.
Like something that you're like, help.
So, and we have to pause real quick, because in K-Kids, where's my elementary students, right? A lot of times we have to emphasize things to get it.
Yes.
So if you're an elementary student, I want you on the count of 3. Now remember, usually back in K-Kids, we say, scream loud enough so your parents can hear you. I don't think it always makes it through the wall, but that's okay. If you are an elementary kid, I want to hear you yell the word help on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I like the long and drawn out piece.
I love
that was good.
Yeah, that's strong.
Okay.
I like it.
So when I was a kid, one of my loves in life, and still is, was the wonderful God-given sport of baseball.
Soccer.
Baseball.
Oh.
Soccer didn't exist back when I was a kid. So long ago. So I played on a lot of different baseball teams, and one day I went to practice. Show of hands, any kids, you go to practice with a sport, go to practice, right? Well, practice is tough. It started actually raining at the end of practice, and I left my glove in the dugout.
Oof.
Now, as a baseball, I don't know, what is this for soccer? Is it shoes?
It would be my shoes.
Shoes,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
So I left my glove in the dugout. So I go home, have dinner, go to play catch.
That's
right?
how I felt.
Realized that my glove was still at practice up at the school. So I'm in elementary at the time, and I got really upset. So my mom got in the car, we drove up to the school. The glove was not in the dugout. And as a kid, when you lose your glove, that's a big deal. So I'm in tears, right? I'm crying. I'm not having a good day. I go home, and my mom is a believer, and I sat down, and my mom said, "Hey, Bill, why don't we ask God to help?" I remember we were sitting right there at the table, and she said, "Just let's ask God to help." I'm a kid. I'm like, I'll try anything right now. I want my baseball glove, okay? So we pray, Jesus, find my glove. Mm-hmm. It didn't magically appear, by the way. Went to bed, woke up the next morning. Kids, you got to hear this. Walk into practice, and one of the players hands me my glove. This glove right here. So my mom in that moment taught me the help prayer, and it's ingrained in my head that when we ask Jesus for help, our circumstances might not always change. The glove won't always show up.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, we're connecting with Jesus there. Can I tell the other 30-second part of this? That's really fun. So later in life, I lost my glove again. I'm not good at losing things. Lost my glove. We were moving, something like that. I don't know. The glove disappeared. That's all I know. So about 5 years ago, I walked into a Play It Again Sports in Clawson. And I was looking, I don't even remember what I was looking for.
A glove?
I wasn't looking for a glove. I'm cruising through the gloves, and I see the name Jose Canseco, and I'm like, man, that glove looks really familiar. And I turned the inside, and my name was right there. 20 years later, by the way, I had to pay $25 to get it back. The guy at the counter wouldn't give it to me. So yeah, this is my glove, but I've had a moment with the help prayer.
And what's really cool about this, though, I want you to hear part of that story, is help sometimes happens in the form of another person. Like God will answer our requests or prayers for help through other people. That's how God answered that prayer. It didn't magically appear. Somebody else was that answer of prayer. And that's what's happening in the story of Judges. There is this moment where they're asking for help, and God answers their request for help through a person named Deborah. And she, as a prophet, as a leader, as a judge, she had vision, she had a willingness to share and speak, she had wisdom to make decisions, she was a warrior leader, and she had a powerful connection to God. That's why people went to her for her wisdom, is because she was connected to God, and out of that connection, they wanted to know. And so here's what happens one day when Deborah sends for Barak. He's actually the general of Israel at the time, and she says this to him, "Is this not true that the Lord God of Israel is commanding you? Go march to Mount Tabor, take 10,000 men, and I will bring Sisera, the general of Jabin's army, to you in the Kishon River, and along with the chariots and huge army, I will hand them over to you." Notice what she's saying. Is that not true that God has told you something? She had such a connection to God that she had known that God had spoken to this leader and said, you were supposed to do something, but you haven't done it. Have you ever had a moment where you already knew what you were supposed to do, but you hadn't done it? Have you ever had that, like, that nudge in your stomach? You're like, I know what I should do in this moment, but I'm just nervous or I'm uncertain. This is what's happening with Barak, the leader at the time. Bill, what are some of the moments you've seen in your family?
I mean, let's not talk about me for a minute. Let's talk about kids, all right? Because,
Okay.
talking about me wouldn't be fun. But if we're talking about this nudge, we know God's called us to do something. We know this is the right thing to do. Maybe as a kid, you know you need to go and ask forgiveness from a friend. Maybe you said something or texted something or weren't nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe as a kid, you have to lean into that and go ask for forgiveness before you're confronted. Maybe apologizing to your mom or dad. Maybe you've disobeyed or been unkind or to a brother or sister. And for you to have that conversation ahead of time could be really important.
What about, you have one more. I
have one more.
Okay, go for it.
No, but this is the fun one.
Yeah, go for it.
Maybe cleaning your room before your parents have to tell you. Oh, was that selfish? That was selfish. I'm sorry.
That was for the parents in the room. You know what I'm saying.
I apologize. What had happened was, but Justin, when we think about this idea of that nudge that God puts in us and knowing what we should do, but not always obeying.
Being maybe scared or fearful or uncertain. But it's the same thing with adults.
Yeah.
There are conversations that you know you've been avoiding, right? There are these moments where maybe you've hurt somebody as well. Maybe, I know this for me, one of mine I've had to do is I've had to apologize to my kids for my lack of patience, my unkind response, my frustration that's spilt out.
Yeah, I know for me, it's in that listening time, that quiet time in the morning when God says, Bill, here's the person I've told you to be. Mm-hmm. Here are the things I need you to do. And I hear that, and I write it down, and I journal it, and then I go to my day. And maybe he says, I need margin today for you to do this, and I go, yeah, but I'm busy. Mm-hmm. Or honestly, Justin, for me, even if we go a level deeper, adults, there's that heart issue that we have sometimes of where we have become over time a different version of ourselves than God intended us to be. And when we sit and listen to him and interact with him, he, in such a graceful and loving way, shows us that version that we can be. And then we have that opportunity to listen to that nudge and shift our hearts and shift our life. And that's tough sometimes.
So here's the question for all of us. Kids, students, adults, grandparents, what is the one thing that you have maybe felt a nudge that maybe you've been avoiding or you've been delaying or you haven't taken that next step? What is that one thing that you feel a nudge that maybe God has been pushing or prompting in you right now? I want you to think about that as we continue in Deborah's story.
Yeah, that one thing. I had a friend a long time ago. We were talking about the idea of surrender. And one of the lines he said, and this one gives me a little goosebumps, right, as I listen to it. He said, delayed obedience is disobedience. And I wrote it down because I had to say it again. Delayed obedience is disobedience. And I think in my life, I have to take good inventory of that. And I love Judges 4:8, right? I love Barak's response. Barak, he's being totally honest here because Deborah's like, God's told you to go and do this. He isn't just nudged. Like, he has literally told you to go and do it. And Barak says, hey, if you go with me, if you go, I will go. Mm-hmm. Because he knew how much that she was in touch with God. He knew how God was with her. If he's going to lead his men into this crazy battle, he wanted God to be with him. And he knew that Deborah in that moment, this woman of God, had that close connection. Little side note here. I want to be the person that is known of being close to God. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I want that. That's something when I read that description of Deborah, I go, I would want to aspire to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Barak knew this. Here's the thing he knew more than anything. He knew that he needed help.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that he couldn't do it on his own. He knew that his army was an underdog. All the sports metaphors for underdogs there. He knew that. And he knew that the burden he was carrying was too much to carry alone. Adults in the room, ever have a burden that was so heavy you could not carry it alone? Ever have a backpack so full of weight that as you walk over time, that weight gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and your burden gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and all you need is somebody to help you carry it? Have you ever been there?
Never. Yes, absolutely. There's burden of relationship. There's burden of emotions. There's the burden of, am I good enough? There's the burden of, am I going to succeed? There's all of that burden. There's the burden of expectations. I love my mom, and she's amazing, but she has high expectations, and I heard them over and
She's
over
not
and
here
over.
today, is she?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I wouldn't say that in front of her. But like, it's that burden that you feel, and you're like, I just want to live up. And you carry that, and you don't ask for help. So we need some friends to help us with this.
What are you, 3 friends? 2 friends?
Let's go with 2 friends.
2 friends?
2 friends.
Okay, 2 friends. So once again, adults, you just got to know we're having fun this morning. In K-Kids, we always ask for help because we need help. So you get that? Okay, so I need 2 helpers. 2, you.
Yeah.
Come on up here.
Yes,
Come
perfect.
on up here. Oh, there's one in the back. I see one hopping in the back. Come on. I don't even know who you are, but you're hopping and you're jumping and there's really bright lights. And
I love that
come
you
on
said
down.
that.
Oh my gosh.
Give these guys a round of applause.
Hold on. I need one more.
Yeah, one more.
We need
one more.
Okay, I need one more.
Maybe a student.
Maybe
a
one more.
student.
Hold on. No, oh, no, you already been, wait, okay. A student? Is there any students in here? No? Justin, I can't see.
My man right there.
Okay, bring him up, come on. All right, so, excuse me, sir. I know you guys' names, because you know what I mean. But can you just tell me, what's your name?
Josiah.
Josiah? Everybody say hi, Josiah. And I'm sorry, sir. What is your name?
Elliot.
Everybody say hi, Elliot. All right. And sir, I love that shirt, by the way. What is your name? Jeremiah. Everybody say hi, Jeremiah. All right, so we're now all friends. We're properly introduced. Justin, what do we got here? What are we gonna?
We've been talking about carrying burdens, and those are. All right, we need you guys to carry all these.
All right.
Now, wait. I want to see. Can anyone carry Mr. Bill? Which one's the one?
Which one? I don't know, man. There's some.
I like this one. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, this one.
All right, Elliot, come over here. We need you to carry this one right here.
Come here.
It's only got like 3.
Come on. That one's got water in it if you get thirsty. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Jeremiah, can we be friends? Can we be friends?
Will you promise afterwards?
No children have been harmed in the making of this service.
Okay. Yes, let's not do that. That's risky.
All right.
So how does this feel? How does this feel?
This is not good.
It's not heavy. Okay. Well, that's great because I got some more weight right here.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Here,
That's a
let me
little
just
heavy.
let me put this one in there.
Who's working out on their hiking trips?
All right.
Don't feel
So,
Hold on.
Mr. Bill, can you tell me about your Estes hiking trip?
Yeah, so what we're doing right now is we are distributing hiking weight. I have some other, actually, you know what, guys? I have some other things. So I might need some help, too, because I have a few things in here. This is my friend Tippy. He likes to come with me on my hikes. He's a little squirrel. Everybody say hi, Tippy. Tippy. Tippy toe. All right. So.
He doesn't weigh very much.
We
lost one.
We got one, and a toe got broke. All right. What else do we got in here? Hey, this right here. This is my bear protection right here. Right? It's just if I can throw a fastball at the right speed and the right time. All right. What do we got in here? Oh yeah, we got that. Perfect. Anybody know what this is used for on a camping trail? Thank you, Elliot. All right, so this is what I got. I have some, I got shower wipes, I got a poncho, I got sunscreen, I got goo gels. These are great. I got a knife. None of you get that. And of course, this is a whole different message on a different day.
It's a compass.
That I don't know how to use. I just want everybody to know that. Full disclosure. It is.
I know how to use a compass.
That's because you're probably smarter than me. All right. Some more sunscreen. Oh, and?
Very important.
Yeah. Because when you hike, you got to pack in and pack out. So what we're doing now is we've redistributed a little bit of weight between the different gentlemen up here. I got one more weight I got to move around. All right. Is your bag heavy?
No.
Is your bag heavy? No. Is your bag heavy? Is your bag heavy? Okay. So my bag was a little heavy, so I want to put a little bit more here. No, Elliot, you're good, man. You're like, is your bag heavy?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So hold on. Now, what we got here, parents, you don't know this. We have over 100 pounds of weights in all 4 backpacks. So, but they're not heavy. Because this is why. We've carried each other's burdens. We've spread it out between 4 people. That's the point today. Our friends, I go on some hiking trips with guys. We do some spiritual retreat experiences, and we'll hike through the woods. Can you what? You want all the weight? No. No. Parents, hey, another freebie today. No is a complete sentence. So we'll go hiking, right, just like these guys. And this is what we'll do along the way on the trail. We'll take a big rock, heavy rock, and we'll have 10 guys in a line. And the first guy will start out with the rock. And they'll walk for 5 minutes uphill at elevation. After 5 minutes, they hand it to the next guy. After 5 minutes, they hand it to the next guy. And when we get up to the top of the mountain, here's what we know. The rock made it up. Everybody played a part. The burdens we carry are heavier than we know. And we do it in community, Justin. It becomes light.
That's beautiful. Think about that. About when we carry each other's burdens, when we carry the burdens together as a community, the overall burden becomes lighter. There's something powerful in that. Will you give it up for our friends?
Give it up for our friends. Good job, guys. All right, come on. Woo! Now give me you can't steal my backpack, Elliot. All right. Ooh.
Well, hey, we're going to jump a little bit to the end here because I think there's something really important just to realize of that. Is Deborah was one who carried the burden with Barak and said, "You're not going to go alone. I'm going to go with you." And that's one of the most beautiful parts of this is you see in Judges 4:14 is if this is what you want, I will go with you. And then notice what Deborah says is that this is the day that the Lord has given Sisera into your hands, and has not the Lord gone ahead of you? One of the things that is really powerful about this story is Deborah is so connected to God that she's saying, I'm going to go with you, Barak. And then because we're following God in this process, he is the ultimate burden carrier. See, we're not just carrying it alone, just us as a couple people. We're carrying it with the kingdom of God at our backs and at our sides to help lift that burden ahead. So here's the thing I want to share with you about Deborah as an encouragement. She, because of her faith and because she trusted God, she was able to point Barak to the ultimate burden carrier, God himself. She was a source of strength and guidance and encouragement. She would be called mother over Israel. There's so many stories about her because of her leadership. And so when we think about the two characters, Barak and Deborah in this, who do you find yourself more so being like on a regular basis?
This is like the Martha Mary question, right? Like it's the same one. For me, if I'm being totally vulnerable and authentic, I am Barak. I am the one that regularly probably needs help in different areas of my life, but has a really hard time asking for it. The worst is when somebody goes, hey, you look like you're carrying a few burdens. Can I help with that? And I do the typical thing where I'm like, no, I'm good. Right? Anybody else here do that? Adults, show of hands. I'm good, right? I'm good. Right? So that's me. I would like to be more that because I love to help, but I'm probably stuck in that stance sometimes.
And I'm obviously Deborah.
Yeah, of course. Right?
No way. Like I have this mindset that like if I can't carry it, nobody else will. Yeah. And if it isn't on my shoulders, then it's all going to crumble. Like that's my mindset. That's my design. And so I need that powerful, simple prayer. Help. And I need to ask that of my friends. And I need to ask that of God because I know this truth. That when we allow the burden to be spread out among God's people who are willing to empower us and come alongside of us. Because one of the things in that Estes story that you've talked about is as you haven't been carrying a burden for a season, maybe it's been a lighter season, you have the strength then to walk alongside of somebody else and carry the burden as well. So here's the truth I want you to have. that I feel like is so powerful for us as a church and a community. Within community, I want you to hear this, within community, this community that is focused in trying to figure out who Jesus is and what he cares about. Within community, we can inspire courage when we commit to carrying each other's burdens. When we commit to be burden carriers, we get to experience more of what God's design is for us, for our families, for our children. We get to model something different too. And it's a powerful, powerful thing, because what courage does is courage, when it inspires people, it inspires us to take steps. It inspires us to ask for help. It inspires restoration to happen. It inspires relationships to be restored. It inspires us to have bigger vision than just what's happening on Monday at 9 a.m. That there's something bigger that we're carrying together. And a courage that is built upon Jesus first and foremost as the foundation is a courage that is built on somebody who has shown us love and carrying of burdens for our benefit. And that's the beauty of it. It is the simple prayer, help.
Man. So, kids, I need your help, because at the end of all of our services back there, we have a bottom line. And usually with the bottom line, we also use a little bit of our vocal capacity in this. So,
we're going to teach the parents.
We're going to teach the parents. Can we do this every Sunday? Can we just yell?
Maybe, yeah. So
maybe.
We'll see. We'll try it out.
Well, it's my last Sunday. Good to see you guys. So, kids, here's the bottom line. I want you to help me with this, because the bottom line is this morning.
Hold on. Before you get it, we need the callback moment.
The callback moment?
Yeah. Okay, I need your help. Ready? On 3, I want you to scream this out. 1, 2, 3. It's pretty good, isn't it?
I think you could be a better K-Kids teacher than me. You might be.
No, your tough questions.
So, this is the bottom line today. It's really simple, but it says this. It says, carrying each other's burdens brings courage.
Can you all say
kids,
that with us?
I need you loudly with me. 1, 2, 3. Carrying each other's burdens brings courage. All right, so Justin, let's just get the adults to do it too. Can I do that?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You can have the adults do it.
Everybody now. 1, 2, 3.
Carrying each other's burdens brings courage.
All right, I heard rule of 3. Can we just do it one more time, just for fun of it?
Just for fun.
Just for fun of it. Okay, last time. 1, 2, 3. Carrying each other's burdens brings courage. So listen, here's the thing. When I have a burden, and I've been carrying it for a long time, and I walk over and hand it to my friend Justin, and we carry it together, all of a sudden I have the ability to be courageous, to think of perspective, to breathe for a moment, to connect with God in a different way while Justin's carrying my burden. Mm-hmm. And then he hands it back. And then he has the ability to go to God, to take a break, to have perspective, to listen. Mm-hmm. And all of that allows us to have courage in community. Mm-hmm. So if we could be a community that carries each other's burdens, inspiring courage in others, man, what could happen in this place, in the circles of influence around here?
Absolutely. We wanted to actually take a moment and ask 3 individuals to share a little bit of the burdens that they've been carrying and sharing with others. So could I have my 3 friends come on up on stage right now? Brielle, Craig, and Madeline. Would you guys come up on stage? Because we wanted not just to hear from Bill and I, but I want you to hear people that we have watched carrying different burdens impact other people. And I'm so grateful for them. Give them a big, warm welcome. All right, come on this way. All right, so I'm going to ask each of you a question. So, Brielle, would you start first and share a little bit? Like, I know some of your story, but not everyone here does. Can you say hi to everybody? Hi. Okay, now you're going to use the microphone, so keep it close, okay? Can you share a little bit? Let me make sure. Yes. Can you share a little bit of what is the burden that you have been carrying, and how have you been encouraging your brother as you guys have been walking through this season?
Well, my dad died when I was 4, and my brother was a baby. And then my mom went bonkers and said we were going to move. So we moved to Panama, and my brother...
Not Panama, Florida. Panama, the
City,
country.
Panama,
yeah.
And then my brother was still a baby, so he didn't know English or Spanish, so he grew up learning Spanglish. And then my mom said, we're moving again. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to go. I want to stay. I'm done moving. And she's like, well, then we're getting you an app to communicate with your friends. And I'm like, Mom, that's not the same thing. I want to stay here. And she's like, nope. And then we moved to Michigan, and now I'm helping my brother with learning his numbers and letters and riding a bike, and he's coming to my school, and I'm trying to help him with God's help to build a positive life.
I'll say this, the way you do it with joy is absolutely encouraging.
Thank you.
And you just encourage every person in this room by sharing your story. I want to say thank you for your courage.
Thank you.
Yeah, give her a big round. Now, Madeline, you heard that there was some help needed when it came to leading worship in our Edge ministry, our high school ministry. Can you share a little bit about your journey in that request?
Yeah, so me personally, I think that I connect a lot through God, through worship. I think that that's a time where I feel the closest to Him, and some of my friends definitely agreed with me. And so Jackson said there was a need to help bring worship to Edge, and I wanted to give people, the opportunity to have that connection with God. So that's why I ended up helping out.
And now you lead worship, and you've been leading here on stage as well. And what's cool that I know, that I'm just going to embarrass you for a moment, is it meant you learning more, and you learning from other leaders and growing in that craft so that you can encourage everybody else as a high school student who's recognizing how God is helping them, and then you get to help others. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you, Madeline, for her. And then Craig, your family has walked through some difficulty in life, and it spurred a thought in you of how do I take my pain and not waste it, but impact others. Can you share a little bit about what you've been doing and what the impact has been?
Yes. For the last several years, our oldest daughter has been wrestling with some mental health challenges and all the activities that go along with that. And in the past 15 months, she finally left our house. And we, at that point in time, my wife and I full-time began raising her daughter, our beloved granddaughter, who has been absolutely a joy to us. And we became a grand family. And I just really, I had two choices. We could sit and wallow in our pain, or we could try to help others who were going through similar things. And so at the beginning of the year, I really felt led to start a podcast called It's a Grand Life, which is really trying to encourage grandparents that are dealing. In fact, there's 54,000 of us in the state of Michigan that are raising grandparents. And the whole idea is to encourage others, give them the resources they need so that we can walk this journey together. And as you know, Justin, it's been a real blessing.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. When you hear these stories, they're just a reflection of what's happening in all of our community. And it's the reminder that carrying each other's burdens brings courage. And each one of these stories reflects an element of that. And I hope it encourages you as much as it encourages me. Because as a community, when we grow together in this, when we carry those burdens together, we become stronger. We reflect the love of Jesus. It requires sacrifice. Every single one of these stories required an element of sacrifice and wrestling with the pain and the burden of life, but yet bringing blessing to other people's lives through it, not wasting a pain. So what we're gonna do now is our team's gonna lead us in the song, Graves to Gardens, which is one of my favorite themes around this idea that God can take the things that are hurting and broken and bring beauty out of it in a way that is just like Jesus, who bore the weight and pain of the world and said, I'm gonna take those areas where we've messed up and I'm gonna bring restoration. That is the heart of the song. Would you stand if you're able and join us in singing this song out?
It couldn't feel me. We're going to sing one more song together about the way that God makes a way when it feels impossible, when we feel discouraged. So let's sing this together as a community in faith, believing God is who He says He is. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, you're working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 'Cause you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, you're touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, you're mending every heart. I worship you. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop, you never stop working. You never stop, you never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop, you never stop working. You never stop, you never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop, you never stop working. You never stop.
Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. What a great time. Kids and students, thank you for joining us in the auditorium. But the fun doesn't stop here. Join us outside. We got an inflatable for all you kids going crazy. Adults, there's other fun things outside. So please hang out with us. And next week we have Steve Andrews here with us. So we hope to see you all next week. Enjoy your beautiful Sunday, and thanks for being here with us.